Right now, you're about to see the proven strategy behind a six-figure digital dropshipping brand. It's one thing to be able to show sales, but it's a whole different story when showing the actual profits behind it. And that's why I absolutely love solving real-life problems with digital solutions. Now, this is a bit of a long shot, but if this video gets 2,500 likes, I'm going to make a full video revealing one of our profitable digital dropshipping brands and the winning creatives behind it. So if you want to see that, just leave a big ol' like on this video and I'll make it happen. Now, let's hop on my computer. Maybe you've tried it before, maybe you've thought about starting it, but dropshipping physical products from China can be an absolute nightmare because you have slim profit margins and then you have long shipping times, which ultimately lead to unhappy customers. And when you have unhappy customers, there are even more problems that fall into line, like chargebacks or your ad accounts getting disabled. So if you want to start making some consistent profits online without having to worry about some of those headaches, you should 1000% start incorporating digital products into your own Wi-Fi money arsenal, the way you're making money on the internet. So digital dropshipping is a type of e-commerce method where you sell something that can be instantly delivered to your customer. Typically, it costs you a small one-time fee, and then you can resell it over and over and over. But what's most important, and the main reason why we're able to sell these products, is because we are solving real-life problems with digital solutions. So here's just kind of a quick side-by-side on the pros and cons between digital dropshipping and physical dropshipping. So you can see with digital dropshipping, we have high profit margins, instant order fulfillment, easy customer support, easy to automate, and we have free traffic hacks, so we don't have to just rely on running ads. Now with physical dropshipping, you have low profit margins, long shipping times, upset customers, never-ending issues, and high advertising costs because every time you sell a product, you have to also pay for a cost of goods. But with digital dropshipping, that's not the case. So right now here in this video, I'm going to show you the proven strategy behind a profitable digital dropshipping brand and how you can replicate that strategy within 30 days. So stay tuned for some gold nuggets here on how you can do this for yourself. And I just wanted to show this quick video here of one of our members, Tim, and how he's been able to do this.
Following some of the methods that he's taught, we haven't even started running paid ads yet because Google keeps rejecting them. But we've already made 5 or 6 sales and generated about $1,500 in revenue before even running ads.
And that's in one day. And this can 1000% be you if you actually go through this video and take action on the information that I'm providing. So now let's get into it. Inside of this video, there are 3 pillars we're going to be diving deep into. And the first one here is the offer. This is knowing what we're going to be selling and who we're going to be selling it to. If you skip this part and you don't follow the steps, you literally aren't going to be able to make money with this. Because this isn't like a physical product, a novelty item, something that is purely based on logic. These are actually products that we get to choose the value and what they do, the problem they solve. And this is the offer. And we as humans, both you and me, we all have problems that fall under one or multiple of these main categories of health, wealth, or relationships. So if you as a brand can selflessly prove through your digital dropshipping products that you can solve someone's problem, then you can make tons of money doing this. So the best way to get started here in your offer in pillar 1 is to break down those main categories. So just as a quick example here, let's say we're breaking down health, wealth, and relationships. Here are just some sub-niche ideas of losing fat, meditating, building muscle inside of health. Those are examples of breaking down the category. And same thing when it comes down into wealth or relationships. And really the list can be endless here. So what I want you to do is decide on a sub-niche and then really think about who is it inside of that niche that you are going to be serving. Specifically, I can't just say I'm going to be choosing the health category and I'm serving anybody who wants to be more healthy because there's not a ton of money in that. It's going to be very, very difficult to make lots of money as a digital dropshipper in that niche. I like to say niche, other people say niches. So there's a saying I've heard called there's riches in the niches. And I 100% agree, and there's data to prove it. So once you decide on a sub niche, you can pick one of these examples or you can dive deeper into something yourself. Like for example, I had someone message me today about something about swimming and that's a specific thing. So when you're getting into your ideal customer, which is the next step, you need to figure out who exactly is it that you're going to be serving. So some of the questions that I ask myself when trying to figure out who my ideal customer is, what is their age? What is their gender? Where are they from? What do they do for work? What's their favorite color? What type of music do they listen to? What are their goals? What are their struggles? And this is all going to tie in later in the video, so stay tuned. So as you go through this, you find a sub-niche. Don't get stuck on this. Just kind of follow along here. Do it in your mind, write it down, whatever you need to do to keep track here in this video. And after you kind of figure out who your ideal customer is, you should have a statement knowing what problem you're solving and who it's going to be for. So an example statement that I just kind of came up with when I was making this doc a few minutes ago was, I help underpaid and overworked women create a consistent income through an at-home exclusive content business model. And I know it sounds wordy, but this is just for me to know and for me to understand. So basically my mind, and when I wrote that, was thinking, okay, I'm going to help women in the wealth side, women that maybe they feel like they're underpaid, that they're overworked, they don't like their job, they don't ever have enough money, but at the same time, they're potentially open to kind of the OnlyFans or the exclusive content model if they actually knew how to do it. Because I'm sure there's so many girls out there, even ones that I've talked to, who would be open to it, but they're like, I don't know how. So that's just an example I came up with. And I have a lot of cool stuff coming throughout this video on how it ties together, and you can even steal the idea. I don't really care. So after you have that done, you have your statement, you need to figure out what are the actual deliverables going to be. So this is kind of the next step in the framework that I follow for every digital dropshipping brand that I'm starting. So I need to break it down and ask myself, okay, for this ideal customer, the person that I know I'm going to be serving, do they need a new opportunity or an improvement offer? And based on the example statement that I just told you, my ideal customer fits a new opportunity. And honestly, 9 times out of 10, this is going to be the case. A new opportunity is, hey, this is how you can make money using this method, versus an improvement offer is, okay, let's say you're already making money with this method. Here's something that can help you scale it. Here's a tool that can help you scale it. That is an example of an improvement offer. And improvement offers are typically better sold in this space once you have an existing customer base and they already trust you and you can provide more value. But just starting off, it's typically going to be a new opportunity. So now you actually need to create the vehicle that is going to take your ideal customer from pain to pleasure. So in my example's case, it's to take them from working their job, not having enough money, to creating some type of consistent income online at home through the exclusive content model. But before we list out any type of ideas and product types, we need to remember that this is digital dropshipping. So our products have to follow these 3 main criteria. One being it must be able to instantly be delivered to our customers. 2, it must solve a problem or multiple that our customer has. And 3, it must actually be valuable. We need to have testimonials in mind. Unlike physical dropshipping where you can just sell a product and someone buys it, whether it's valuable or not, we need to make sure that our products are valuable and they actually help these individuals solve the problem that they're having, because we have testimonials in mind. Every time I'm starting a digital dropshipping store and selling a new digital product, I'm thinking, okay, is this going to help this person get from A to Z? Is it going to help them actually achieve that? Because what's going to help you keep this business running and make tons of money and scale heavily is not just making those initial sales, but it's actually helping these people get the results and solve the problem that they're looking for. And with my example in mind, I chose it because I know just in my mind and in my business experience that I have a lot of value that can literally help any woman that wants to use this business model make tons of money doing it. But for you just watching this right now, maybe you're new to digital dropshipping or you've never heard of it or have never sold a digital product, you don't need to be the expert. You don't need to know what the solution is right now. You just need to be aware enough to know what is the problem that this ideal customer is having, and you need to be willing enough to actually find the solution to be able to sell that. And you're going to see kind of into my mind space and how I actually do this, so you can replicate it for your own without actually knowing what the solution is or not knowing anything about the niche you've selected. So there are 3 main winning product buckets for digital dropshipping. And for me, in my example, this is what I would do. So I would start off with a self-paced product for proof of concept. So a self-paced digital product is going to be something like a quick guide or a masterclass. This is something that someone is going to instantly get access to once they purchase it, and they can go through it at their own pace. And then I would build into it after I have some proof of concept, after I've made some sales with this simple product. I would dive into some more intermediate/advanced offers that are going to be a little bit higher ticket. So higher ticket in this space, I would consider probably for this over $50. So this would be an example of a done with you product or a done for you offer. And a done with you offer for the example we're talking about could be something like a video course with support. So it has a self-paced aspect to it. Let's say it's a video course on how to start your own exclusive content business at home. And then it comes with support. So you can reach out if you have any questions or you need help with something technical. That's a done with you offer. And then a done for you offer could be something like a custom content schedule. So let's say we make a custom organic content posting schedule for these females who want to do this business. We tell you, okay, follow this trend, do this dance on this day, and we give them, let's say, a 30-day plan. That's a done for you winning digital product. So these are the 3 different buckets. And I always start off with the self-paced product for proof of concept at the very beginning because it's going to be the easiest to have made and the easiest to sell because it's the lowest ticket. And the quickest way to have a self-paced product made is to either make it yourself, which I typically don't recommend unless you have expertise in the niche you're selling in, or you can hire a writer using a freelance service and then an ebook designer to actually bring it all together. And the idea that came into my mind to actually create the self-paced product I have for my example for women wanting to get into the exclusive content business model space would be, I literally would just go on TikTok, I would go to like hashtag OnlyFans or exclusive content or whatever's popular kind of in that space and find women that I see already have an OnlyFans. I would reach out to them via email, the ones that have an email, and basically just cold email from a business perspective, not a fan perspective, someone looking to pay for content, but instead paying one of these girls for a 30-minute Zoom interview and record it. And I would ask questions in there, basically thinking with a case study in mind. So things of, okay, how long have you been doing this? What was the first thing you did? How was the first sale you made? Like, how did you do it? What was the first product you sold? What's the most you've made in one day? Just asking all these different questions that I would plan ahead of time, basically just getting value out of these girls and how they did it. And then I would have a freelance writer basically go through that video, that recording, and take out the value to create a digital case study, which could be, let's say, like a 5 to 10 page ebook, basically just breaking down the case study of, let's say, this girl doing $10,000 in her first month of using this exclusive content model. And having the perfect product made in the other 2 buckets, done with you, done for you, and even into the nitty-gritty of creating, designing, putting together a self-paced product is something we dive deep into inside of Digital Dropshipping Mastery. So if you want to check that out, there'll be a link in the description of this video. And now pillar 2 here is marketing. Marketing is a huge piece because this is us actually getting our product in front of other people's faces so that we can make sales, make profits, and solve problems. And without marketing, there's no business, there's nothing. You have to have marketing, and it's a very, very crucial component. So when I say the word marketing, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? I'd say for most people, it's probably going to be things like commercials, ads, sponsorships, things like that. But where most people go wrong when building an online business or trying to sell their products online is that they don't realize that marketing is more than just what you're paying for. It's not just your Facebook ads or your TikTok ads. It's the words you use. It's the name of your products, how you present yourself, and every other little step along the way. So whenever you understand this concept, you're actually going to be able to bring in customers from all kinds of different places and never have to rely on one single source. There has been countless times where I've been working with a client, say for an e-commerce brand, and pretty much all of their revenue comes from paid ads on one single platform, let's say like Facebook, for example. So if their Facebook ads go down or their ad account gets disabled, then they have nothing. And that's a terrible place to be if you want to build something that's really going to make you tons of money and build over time for longevity. So once you have that understood, then you can dial in and start to see what's really working by seeing where your customers are coming from and what steps they're taking. And for me personally, I keep track of all this by connecting a tool called Triple Whale to my store. Everybody always asks me, what is this dashboard right here? What are you using? And it's Triple Whale. But honestly, that's just one of the many features that Triple Whale has to offer. One of the favorite pieces for me is actually the server-side pixel that you can add onto your Shopify store in just a couple clicks. And what that Triple Whale pixel does is give you better attribution. Literally, I got an email, I believe it was today, from Facebook itself. They emailed me and said, hey, there's been these crazy things with advertising attribution. Maybe your cost per purchase has gone up and this and this and that and all these problems. And I was like, oh my goodness, like they're just throwing it out there. Like it's known by every advertiser right now. But if you want to get better attribution, Triple Whale helps with that. There's been days where I've been running ads and I see on my meta ads, I go on the campaign manager and I see there are 0 sales. But then I go inside of Triple Whale, inside of their dashboard, and I can see there are multiple sales in this ad set, in this creative. So that's why more times than not, when I'm looking to make decisions on turning off an ad, I'm using the Triple Whale reporting to actually make that decision and see the real-time data behind it. So if you want to try out Triple Whale, they have tons of features. Go ahead, click the link in the description. You can see everything they have to offer and even book a demo if you want to. And using my special code and link, you're able to get 15% off. So big shout out to Triple Whale. If you want to use them for anything from your analytics reporting, how much money you're making, to the attribution and all that good fancy stuff, then go ahead, just click that link and enjoy it. And diving deeper into our marketing strategy and what we're using and how we're doing it with digital dropshipping is branding. This is the first thing I want to cover here. And there was a cool quote that I heard on a recent podcast I was listening to with Ed Milet, and I can't remember the other guy, but he pretty much just said, your personal brand is just the digitization of reputation. And it has a ring to it. It sounds cool, but I believe the exact same thing for e-commerce brands, because whenever I'm deciding on, let's say, where I want to go for a gym, let's say example, like when I moved here to this new place in Puerto Rico, I'm looking for a gym to go use. The first thing I'm doing is looking at not just on Google and what gyms are nearby. I'm looking at their social media. I'm looking if they have a website, and that is the digitization of reputation. So the way we use this to our advantage in digital dropshipping is by creating perceived value through graphics and words, also known as kind of the wrapping paper. So yes, it may cost you only $50 to have an amazing ebook, e-guide, digital product made, but that doesn't mean that you can't sell it for $50 over and over and over to each customer. The value can still be there, and ultimately people have more commitment to use your product and actually get the value out of it when they spend money on it compared to giving it out for free. And some people believe it's hard to dropship digital products just because it's not physical and we can't just order it online and take some pictures and start running ads. But I say it's an advantage because you're never reliant on just a simple piece of logic. We get to actually sell digital products that are based off of needs and real life problems. So what I want you to do is choose a brand name, and don't get stuck on this because it can always be changed. Just kind of go along here with me in the video. We're having some fun, making some progress. I really just want you to understand what's happening here and how you can do this for yourself. So while I was writing this doc, this is literally just the first things that came to mind. A brand name for the problem that I want to solve and for who it's for. We've got the Big Booty Bootcamp and the Self-Made Sexies. Now, the Big Booty Bootcamp was the first one that came to mind, but when I look back on it, I'm like, it sounds a little too fitnessy. Like it could be a fitness program, but Self-Made Sexies, that's got a little ring to it. I want to see someone watching this video actually take this idea and bring it to life. That would be super, super awesome. And then for the self-paced product, name that came to mind, first thing was the $10,000 booty, how she did it in 30 days. Let's just say the case study was about how someone made $10,000 in 30 days using the exclusive content model. Okay, first thing that came to mind, we're just having some fun. Don't get stuck on it here. Again, I just want you to understand how you're able to do this for yourself. And now getting into the marketing side is organic. Unfortunately, I guess fortunately for us, if you're watching this right now, is that organic marketing is still one of the most slept on strategies that you can take advantage of, specifically with Instagram, Reels, and TikTok. So in the early stages of starting a new digital dropshipping store, there's two main purposes behind this. And one is you're able to test ad creatives for free. So instead of just starting paid ads right off the bat, spending money, seeing what's working, what's not, we actually get to post content for free and see what's sticking with the audiences. And two, we get to build a community of repeat viewers and people that like what we stand for and what we're doing. So one of the great things about digital dropshipping is that it's much easier to capture an organic audience simply because we're problem solvers. And now, why would you want to build an organic audience? Because on average, it takes someone over 10 times of seeing you and your brand before they actually make a purchase. So by posting organically, not only are we testing ad creatives for free, but we're also constantly warming up potential future customers by posting here on TikTok and Instagram Reels. And I don't know how much longer all this organic growth stuff is going to last, so you have to take advantage of it right now while you can, completely for free. If you want to dive more into the strategies of organic posting, just let me know in the comments. And now, still here inside of the marketing pillar, I want to dive into the content. And let's break it down here for my example, because we don't have our system set up. We're not actually ready here to sell, but what type of content would I actually be able to post? What would I be posting? And really, I recommend you go back to my last video after you finish this one and see, I break down my full 4-step framework with examples on making videos. But there are 3 main categories that I would focus on here for my example. And these are all going to be 15-second or less videos that are using text bubbles and trending sounds in the background on TikTok and Instagram Reels. So they're all 3 right here: value, transformation, and lifestyle. These are what's going to be most important for the niche that I've chosen and the type of customer that I'm going to be serving. So, the first idea I had here for a value piece of content was user-generated content. So we use freelancers, we use places like Billo, viral ecom ads, where we can actually pay to have videos made using a certain script that we create. But what's important you understand is that if you're using UGC, that you want it to be from someone who fits your ideal customer. So personally, I probably could talk about the exclusive content model. I could film the content, but it's not going to relate to that ideal customer that we've talked about before. So I would hire someone, from one of these platforms to create user-generated content, girl to girl, someone that fits that criteria. And value would just kind of be like facts. Like, did you know exclusive content is the most profitable business to start today as a female? Check us out to see how we do it. And just kind of getting some attention, getting some engagement, some followers, some new eyes, just people kind of interested in recognizing the self-made sexies, the brand itself. And 2 is transformation. That's kind of telling a story from this to this. So, in your case, you would think about your problem and then your solution. What's the before and after? And 3 is lifestyle. So just kind of showing, the after effect of once someone has solved their problems using your solutions. And typically what I like to do when I'm starting a new digital dropshipping store is planning out an organic campaign for 7 days, so a full week, to figure out exactly what type of content performs best, and then specifically which videos perform best so I can run them as ads to my store. And I'm going to show you the winning funnel structure behind how we do this here shortly. But an example for day 1 would be, 9 a.m. we're going to post a value video, 3 p.m. post transformation video, 9 p.m. lifestyle video. And I prep all of these before. I don't just start and then skip 2 days and then start back again. It needs to be 7 consecutive days in a row at the same exact time, just posting the same schedule for a week straight without changing any major variables. Now, let's say, for example, you're in a niche that you're personally teaching in, you're providing the value and you're talking about it, you're making the content, it's something you're familiar with. Let's say you're a fitness trainer and you're creating a digital dropshipping brand on how to cut fat. So all about it. You can relate with the ideal customer, so you're making the content. One of the quick lessons I just want to give you here that I got from a $1 Million a Month mentor is that you need to understand that people don't value free as much as they value what they pay for. And when you're providing value in your problem-solving niche, sometimes it can be difficult to hold back. You want to give it all out. But I had a mentor literally tell me that I was doing a disservice to my customers by not charging for certain things. I was just handing out too many extra things, but in reality, payment is a form of commitment. I know I mentioned it earlier in this video and I've talked about it before, but for your brand to grow, you need your solutions to work. And for those solutions to work, you need commitment from the customer. You can't force someone to use your product. You can have someone buy it, but maybe they don't use it. So you need to create as much customer success accountability as possible. Now, this doesn't mean you're rinsing your customers or you're clickbaiting them or anything like that, but more so that you're making them aware of what's possible, what they can do, and how they can do it, and then you have your solution that they can take advantage of. And now the third pillar here to how to profitably dropship digital products is the systems themselves. So we've talked about some of the pretty stuff and the product ideas, the names, the sexies, but we need to get a little bit technical now because this is what it takes for the actual setup and to be able to make sales and kind of have things automated in a way. But luckily we're in a time now, digital era, where it's easy to automate things that used to take tons of time and tons of manpower. So I'm not going to keep you here forever diving into the nitty-gritty just because that's what the mastery program is for. But instead I want to focus on the main systems and strategies behind the profitable digital dropshipping brands that we're building. First being your funnel objective. So when it comes down to the funnel, ultimately the reason why most people start a business is to make money. And it's very valid and it's necessary, to make money. It's a business. But if you want to make tons of profit, you need to think a little bit deeper than just those first few sales. It's completely normal to be excited about starting your own online business, making those first few sales. I was absolutely ecstatic when I made my first Shopify sale. I had that little cha-ching on my phone in 2017. I could have cried at that moment. I screenshot it. I got everything. But you got to think a little bit deeper because remember, earlier in Pillar 1, I said, if you skip this part, you aren't going to make money. And I meant that. That's when we were talking about understanding what problem you're going to be solving and who is it for. Where many struggle is after those first few sales, actually getting the consistency. And that's because they fail to remember who they are actually serving. So when diving deeper into understanding, remembering who you're serving and how you can better cater towards that and build your business for consistent sales, profits, and value is by replicating this winning funnel structure right here. Literally, I want you to copy it. And it starts off with organic marketing. So kind of like we talked about in the marketing pillar, using organic strategies where we're able to then identify winning creatives that we can start running paid ads for. And in the early stages, what I'm going to be doing is running those creatives as paid ads and sending the traffic to our proof of concept offer. So the main point of that first offer is to be something that wasn't super difficult to create or make. It's something there that we can just start marketing to get some initial sales and see if this is a niche that we want to continue to scale into. And as you start advertising and sending traffic there, making sales, then want to reach out to those customers individually at first for a survey incentive. So what this is reaching out and let's say our ideal customer, for our example, we kind of know who it is. What's something small that we can offer them for them in return to basically answer all the questions we talked about in Pillar 1. In Pillar 1, I said, okay, think about who is your ideal customer? Where are they from? What's their age? What's their gender? What do they do for work? What's their experience? All these different questions. So what I would do is create a survey on something like Typeform or Google Surveys, ask all the questions in there and then reach out to the customer. They already have some commitment, some trust, some rapport with you. So if they bought your product, I'd reach out and say, hey, what's something you could offer them? Like a gift card to, for this example, maybe they like coffee. So you say, hey, I'll give you a $5 Starbucks gift card if you complete the survey. You want to ask it in a more natural way, but it's an easy way to basically just figure out exactly who your ideal customer is. They've actually bought from you and you're offering them something in return. You spend a little extra money, $5, in return, you're getting a lot of value that's going to help you better create, into the next step, more vehicles for that avatar, that ideal customer. Then get reviews, testimonials, and scale. The more vehicles you create inside of your niche, the more value you provide, the more problems you solve, the more money you're going to be able to make. And the great thing is that these are all with digital solutions so that you can scale as high as you possibly can without having to worry about the logistics and fulfillment issues behind some of the things that come along with physical drop shipping. Now, physical e-commerce is still a great business model. In fact, I still own 2 e-commerce brands that are physical products only, but they're all custom products. We have it in-house in fulfillment center in Florida. Everything's shipped and delivered within just a couple days. But drop shipping from China is an absolute nightmare that I wouldn't recommend right now for you to start. So now inside of the Pillar 3 is the storefront. So when it comes to actually building out your own digital dropshipping brand, bringing the idea to life, there are many different options you could choose from of where to actually sell your product. And what I've found to be the best, quickest route to go from scratch to actually making your first sales is using Shopify. Now, there are a couple customization apps I like to use to really bring everything to life, but overall it has what you need to get started as quick as possible. And here's just a quick example of a brand we built inside of the mastery program. breadthforbros.com. So if you want to see how we did all this, I'm going to put a link in the description to our mastery program. You could join us and get all of that value and tutorials. Over 10 hours of crazy content. And ClickFunnels is a little bit more of an advanced tool that I like to use for selling certain types of digital products. But if you're a beginner to this and you've never sold anything online, I wouldn't recommend it just because it is a little bit more advanced. It's going to take a bit higher of a learning curve to actually get it up and running successfully. Now, analytics is tracking your ins and outs, which is important to any business, and health everywhere. You know, your ins and outs, how much money's coming in, how much money's going out, how many calories are going in, how many calories are you burning. So in the world of digital dropshipping, you know, the main things we're paying attention to are our cost as well as customer journeys. And I talked about them earlier in this video, and we've partnered up to actually give you guys a special discount here in the link in my description, 15% off, and they've sponsored this video, and that's with Triple Whale. So, you know, it's not just for the sleek dashboard to look at all the numbers on the homepage and the app, but also for that pixel feature that allows for me to have better attribution so I can make better decisions with my ads and remain more profitable than without it. And that is the framework on how to profitably dropship digital products right now. And as I said, if this video gets 2,500 likes, I will make a full video revealing one of our profitable digital dropshipping brands and the winning creatives behind it. And yes, I set the bar high, but that's also because I know whenever I reveal it, a lot of people are going to copy it, but I don't care because it's a special brand that I know I want to reveal and that it provides lots of value and can't be replaced. So if you want to see that, leave a big like. If you have any questions or whatever, I'll actually add the PDF here from this video. I'm going to add it, link in the description. You can click on the free starter kit. So essentially you can download the PDFs, get inside of our Discord. I got a couple other bonuses in there that you can check out, and it's just going to help you get started completely for free today. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a big like, comment, and subscribe. Peace!